is. Quran is the Quran, the word of God. If you said, is the Quran and Hadith a revelation from God? Yes. Then we can open that window in order to look through it. But you mentioned the Quran, and the Quran is a book. Start from chapter 1 to chapter 114. This is why I brought that sentence.
Okay, Mr. Jamal, I think it's my time now. I think it's my time. Yeah. Thank you.
Go ahead,
Jamal.
I don't think
Jamal, first,
I'll limit here.
Yeah. First, I want you to open Jamal, I want you first to open the hadith I post for you in the chat, and you will see there it says the name Jibril. He said to him, this is the same as the angel who came to Moses, and it's between two brackets the name Jibril. But I understand you don't want to go there. The reason I mention this, because Muslims, when they say to us the Prophet of Islam is a prophet, as you see, it's not even him. He do not know he is a prophet yet. It is people who they are saying to him he is a prophet. And not only that, you will see that the Prophet of Islam himself, he imagines things. You know, there's a hadith even, there's many hadith. They are saying that the Prophet used to imagine himself doing things, including having sexual intercourse with his wife when he never did. A hadith in al-Bukhari saying it clearly, the Prophet used to imagine himself doing things he never ever did. Now, how I can trust a man? He always imagined things happen to him, but he never did it. I will post the hadith too for this one from Sahih al-Bukhari, and you will see in your eyes that the Prophet, he was not knowing what he is doing. And when a man, he reached the point, he say things or he do things, he himself do not know what he is doing, it means there is something wrong about him. You know, right now if I go and I want to join any job, and I say things, I say to them, oh, I imagine it was happening. And people, they will say, with my respect to you, I'm not trying to insult, they will say, you know what, you are crazy. Now, how I can trust the Prophet of Islam words that he saw someone, because he is the only one seeing that one. It was his wife and her cousin, Waraqa, saying to us, oh, his name is Jibril, and you know what, you are a prophet. But anyway, as long you are the one who mentioned to us, you want to go to the contradiction, and you mention in the first, in the opening, the name of the Pharaoh. I want you to open with me chapter Yunus, verse number 90, and you will see in there it says that the Pharaoh, he became a Muslim. He, you know, he believed in Allah, and he became a Muslim. If you go to chapter Al-Isra 17, verse number 102, 103, you will see that the Pharaoh, he died and he was still an infidel. He is a kafir. And this is a contradiction. I think my time, I don't know if my time is still up, but I would like to hear about this one so we can continue in more contradiction. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Prince, for this valuable remark. The Quran never states that Fir'aun, Qabbahahu Allah, has ever became a Muslim. I think you have some kind of misunderstanding, is that because as Fir'aun was about to die, was about to drown, as he was following Musa and the Israelites. Then he says, Amantu bi Rabbi Musa. He said, I believe in the Lord of Musa, because he saw death. He knew that he couldn't really touch Musa alayhi salam, and he's not able to get after the Israelites. And that the Lord of Musa alayhi salam was able to save Musa. So he didn't say these statements out of belief. He said these statements out of that he came to the realization of them. So thus, that does not make a person becoming a Muslim. The Prophet ﷺ says that the man will take his iman will be accepted as long as he doesn't get to the state of gharghara, which means the state in which he sees the soul or realizes the soul is about to come out. That's that's too late now. And Fir'aun is the biggest example actually for us. And I'm glad that you brought this confusion that you have, so hopefully it will be clarified for you. That really as Muslims and as we read the Quran and as we pray with the Quran and as we recite the Quran, it's never told, we never to believe that Fir'aun was or became a Muslim and followed the message of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Now,
thank you.
Well, thank you.
Well, you know, if you read with me, sir, you know, it says clearly, آمنت أنه لا إله إلا الذي آمنت به آمنت به بنو إسرائيل وأنا من المسلمين. I am a Muslim. And this is in here, there is no sword. There is no sword. In here, this is not somebody putting a sword in your neck saying to you, either you became a Muslim. It was a choice he made because he saw that this is the truth. And this is what the Quran is saying. And in the top of that, why we don't go and read the explanation, and the explanation will decide to us if he became a Muslim or not. If you open Ibn Kathir or Al-Qurtubi or Al-Jalalain, you will see that Ibn Kathir, he agreed that the Pharaoh, he accepted Islam and he became a Muslim. So what you are saying to me, really, it's not what the explanation, you know, saying. Actually, he's saying, وَكَفَرْنَا بِمَا كُنَّا بِهِ مُشْرِكِينَ فَلَمْ يَكُ يَنْفَعُهُمْ إِيمَانَهُمْ لَمَّا رَأُوا بَأْسَنَا سُنَّةُ اللَّهِ الَّتِي خَلَتْ فِي عِبَادِهِ وَخَسِرَ هُنَالِكَ الْكَافِرُونَ. So open the explanation and you will see that you are wrong in that point. So I made my first point about contradiction regarding the Pharaoh. Now, if I ask
I'm sorry to interrupt. You haven't made your first point about contradiction because you haven't shown any contradiction in there. Because we're trying to correct you. You have a misunderstanding of even the Arabic language. I'm sorry, even if you are an Arab, because earlier when you mentioned the hadith in Bukhari saying that there is the word Jibril in there, you yourself mentioned Jibril in between brackets, meaning that word Jibril is not from the hadith, but it is from the one who wrote the hadith to explain to you that that means Jibril, but the word Jibril did not come out of the mouth of Waraqah ibn Nawfal. That's why, and the verses you just mentioned in Surah Yunus, and once again, when you mention for just the audience and for the respect we owe to the audience for them to go back and read for themselves, please mention to them the number of the ayah and the chapter, because they will need to go back and see exactly the truth of what you say, or maybe the misunderstanding that you have on these verses. And to proceed, if I may, because I interrupted you, or I will let you finish, okay, and then I'll come back.
Let me jump in here, guys. Okay. Let me jump in here real quick. We're losing a little momentum. 90-second response. Each side have 90 seconds to respond back. I'm giving you just a little more time than 90 seconds, maybe about 120 seconds. But there again, that's limited to 90 seconds. We want to give a proper response back. Go ahead, Chris. You now have 90 seconds to give a response.
Okay, thank you. First, he just agreed that the one who wrote the hadith, he put between two brackets the word Jibril. Now, are you going to say it's my fault to see the word Jibril and do you want me not to read it? If it's not there, the Muslim should be honest in their words, and not to add words does not exist. If the hadith doesn't say Jibril, why you add it? It doesn't make sense. This is not honest by adding words for something, put it in the mouth of somebody, and this is especially, it's about the Prophet himself. You know, secondly, I posted the hadith, and actually I posted the website, and I posted the hadith number. I said, chapter Yunus, which is number 10, verse number 90. And this is Al-Jalalain. I will post for you Al-Jalalain. I will post for you Ibn Kathir. I hope they are posting it for you in the chat there. And you can open and you can see. It doesn't say that he did not become a Muslim. It's saying the opposite. It's saying he accepted Islam. He embraced Islam. So what you are saying to me is not true. And you know, it's really weird that the Muslims suddenly, they don't accept their own explanation. The scholars of Islam, the highest scholars of Islam, they do not know Islam suddenly, And you are the one right now is going to correct Al-Jalalain. So what do you think about what Jalalain is saying in front of your eyes? The mic is yours.